Accepting the dichotomies of life is where I'm at now. Um, I just startled my bestie. The computer light had gone off, and I'm sitting here in the dark, and she goes to open the door, and there's this shadow in the dark speaking, talking to you all, and so I cut the last video short. That being said, I was looking at information. I had wanted Google to bring up the constellation of Scorpio. I wanted to see it in comparison to the constellation of Virgo, which looks like a headless stick figure with a kind of a rectangle torso, but the symbol as well as an M looks like with a ribbon. You let me know if you think differently, but it looks like it would be a pair to the Scorpio as an M sign. And Scorpio, I believe, has an M and an arrow. And so that being said, I was looking up online, I was asking about the constellation, and it brought up something totally different, a description of how to connect the dots with the zodiac signs. And so that was a lot better of a result than I ever could have gotten with just getting the image. And so people say an image is worth 1,000 words, but sometimes you need those 1,000 words to get the image across, get the point, the value of it. And so the constellation of Cancer and how to find it, it was said to be the most difficult to find. And I would love to read it to you, but I'm not in a space to do that right now. But just so it sheds darkness on my, I guess, personality or reality, is that even once you get to coordinate where the Cancer may be, it is then represented as a black space. And when you see nothing, there it is. And so I thought it kind of funny, and me and my daughter just enjoyed the moment of me feeling valued as Val. But as I speak about it now, I think about all that have been afraid of the mass of a cluster of cells called cancer or tumor or a swelling of cells in the body, and how it spreads. And it's usually represented by a dark spot on an X-ray. It would make the mob, the masses, look frightening. And maybe that's why there is a level of self-hatred with the black person, even if they are just brown. The dark skin is an indication of burnt, overdone. And yet I behold to you a mystery. The blackboard without the white chalk. It is left limitless. With the white chalk, you apply knowledge. What is the chalk? What is the powder? In the contrast of the white room, you need the black ink, the ink blot. One cannot do without the other for contrast. That does not mean that all that we are and do is direct opposite. That would be, again, looking at images to describe self, which is not describable in that manner. We are not fish. We are that which takes dominion over fish. And so made only a little lower than the angels, but made above everything else. As Seven Bomar mentioned, we were not made to be ruled over or lorded over. And so I've come to make that a bold statement, and that we actionably start on the journey of becoming, living as sovereign beings without a paper trail of debt and old man and yesterday on our backs, nor looking to sign our name over our very property of self to someone else's land, someone else's market, someone else's territory to cultivate for them. If we are big enough for a plot to lay in upon death, we are worthy of a plot while we stand, while we sit, while we walk, while we talk, while we think, while we create goodness and happiness for our fellowships and fellow men and fellow women and fellow children, beyond racing and creeding and reading. These truths are self-evident. The mother gave us a room and a womb, asking that the Father of our nations give us the same courtesy. Now that she has to lay us down, who will father us in the natural realm? This land is your land. This land is my land. Everywhere. Whomever we speak to, you have a piece of land, not just to work on, enslave, or serve others, but a shelter with decency and respect beyond a piece of paper. And yes, paper, if that's what we must do, but not to neglect the human soul. Thank you.